Hi, I'm Joy Bodzioch. Finding a speaker for your special event is a huge responsibility. Obviously, you want a great communicator, someone who speaks with clarity and passion, and someone who can minister to the personal struggle and need of every single audience member. Beyond that, I believe there are 5 abilities that differentiate a good presentation from one that's memorable. A merely enjoyable talk from one that has powerful, life-changing impact. Each of the following segments from my talk, Unexpected Blessing, Finding Joy God's Way, demonstrates one of these abilities. This mirrors the objectives listed by Paul in 1 Thessalonians, where he talks about encouraging them, comforting them, and urging them to live lives worthy of God. This first segment demonstrates adaptability, the versatility to tailor or customize a talk to the uniqueness of the group and react naturally or spontaneously according to the situation. Watch.
I said I don't need to speak after that. That was so amazing. Thank you so much, sisters. That's an awesome message in itself. What a thrill and a privilege it is to be with you tonight to share what I'm learning about our amazing God. You know, coming in on the plane, I found this little cartoon, and I know you can't see it. It shows about 8 clowns riding in a little red sports car, being chased down by a cop. And at the bottom it says, "This is car 17, and in pursuit of happiness." I repeat, "and in pursuit of happiness."
Watch how the next 2 segments demonstrate relatability, the conviction that if God can work in her life, He can work in mine too. In the first of these clips, I relate a personal dream, a dream that many of the women in this audience will share.
Think back. What did you dream of as a little girl? I know y'all had a dream. I lived in Texas for a while, so y'all I dreamed of being swept off my feet by a romantic hunk and dancing in a fabulous dress, kind of like, for those of you who are older, Yul Brynner and Deborah Carr in the Kingdom. I can't sing, but anyway.
Now I get real as I share an experience I had that demonstrates God's amazing mercy in spite of who we are.
In spite of everything you're going through, in spite of your sin, in spite of your doubts, you're still totally precious to God. And He wants to bless you. You know, I find that incredible. I can be very, very insecure. I cover it up pretty well, but it's true. You know, in spite of God's constant faithfulness, I can still be insecure. I had an experience about a year before I started studying the Bible. I was struggling to overcome a smoking addiction. Now, I had been a closet smoker for a couple of years. I thought nobody, including my husband, knew I was smoking. And of course, I told myself I could give this up any time. Well, one day I finally admitted to myself that I was sick. And I prayed about it, but nothing. And finally one day I said, "God, please just do whatever it takes to take this horrible thing away from me." The next morning, I woke up with a sore throat. Well, I figured I was getting a cold, and I could always not smoke for a couple days when I had a cold. So I didn't smoke for a few days. It cleared up, so I lit up, and sure enough, I got an instant sore throat the minute I put that cigarette in my mouth. So I figured, cold's not over yet. Didn't smoke for a couple more days. Sure enough, I had to light up again, and right away, an instant sore throat. For 6 months, I got a sore throat. I was fine, I was not sick. But I got a sore throat every time I put a cigarette in. Is that God or I don't know.
The next 2 segments illustrate a combination of education and entertainment, what I call edutainability, combining solid information with a liberal dose of laughter and fun. In the first part, I share my license plate story, and then I educate the group about the importance of continuing to seek God.
And I even had this license plate on my car that said Dr. Joy. And I got some really strange reactions. It actually worked out okay because my son Greg, who was then about 18, said he did not want to drive my sports car. You know, he'd get these looks from girls like, who is this guy with Dr. Joy? My title tonight is Unexpected Blessings. Finding Joy God's Way. Recently I was counseling with a depressed sister in Oahu, and after she told me her story, I said to her, you know, do you think you're still seeking God? She hesitated a moment and she said, I think I've given up on the idea that God will hear my prayers. I don't think He's going to bless me. I don't think He's going to give me a husband. She's been single for many years. She's in her 30s, late 30s. And she said she's just stopped believing that God is really there for her. She believes in God. She knows He's there for a lot of people. She doesn't believe He's there for her. What about you?
In this clip, watch how I add natural humor from the audience.
What do you think God wants? What is His desire? What do you think? Relationship with you. Right? Okay, what else? Yes.
For our joy, He wants us to be happy, I think.
Okay, for us to be joyful. Great guess. Yes. He wants to be the most important thing in our life. Exactly. Any other response? Yes.
Humble heart.
He wants us to have humble hearts. Absolutely. Yes.
An honest heart.
An honest heart. Wow. Awesome answer. Yes.
He wants us to praise Him.
So praise Him. I want to praise Him. Yeah. I must be in rare form tonight. I never sing in front of the group. Yes.
Now here's an example of inspirability, infusing the group with greater faith, which will give them an increased willingness to trust God.
I think it's only when I get desperate, though. I talk about that in my book. You gotta get desperate. You gotta go, God, I can't do this. Help me.
Come on.
And that's when God moves. That's where He wants us to get to. Where we say, okay, I give up. I can't do this on my own. And it really means.
In this last segment, I demonstrate credibility, being believable and trustworthy to influence the group to pursue positive personal change.
And I found that as I was writing each of those chapters, God was working on my character in those areas. And it was not always fun. But little by little, I could see that I was naturally becoming more loving, joyful, peaceful, patient, kind, good, gentle, faithful, and self-controlled. What are those? Yeah, this is the bonus. Okay? God's other secret is that the Beatitudes, each of the Beatitudes, help us to grow in a spiritual spirit. Isn't that amazing? I was so excited when I discovered that. Abraham Maslow was a humanistic psychologist who did some research on the characteristics of people who were in peak condition from a mental health perspective. And he listed those, right? The amazing thing is that you can take the fruits of the Spirit and lay them right next to those, and they match. Almost, not exactly, but they're very, very close. What does that say? That says that we knew what mental health looked like 2,000 years before psychology was ever invented. And psychologists want to take credit for it.
I invite you to contact me to discuss designing a program for your group. Until then, enjoy!